This afternoon at 3:44 p.m. We received a phone call from our dispatch center informing us of a bank robbery at the BMO Harris Bank on North Main Street here in Janesville. Several units responded, took one male subject into custody immediately following that call for service. He was armed with a double-barrel shotgun at the time. We have one other person of interest detained at this time. We are still actively investigating and taking interviews from a multitude of witnesses and bystanders in the area. We're sifting through a ton of information and a ton of statements right now to determine what else we need to do to conclude the investigation. At this time, I can tell you that nobody was injured during the incident. There were no victims at the bank, and nobody was injured from the law enforcement side. All the suspects that have been detained at this point have no injuries. At this time, we do not have any information to indicate that there were shots fired inside the bank or outside of the bank. Our investigators are working with other agencies. Aside from the one shotgun that I mentioned being recovered when we took the one gentleman into custody immediately after the call for service, there isn't any additional information I can provide for you. We do have one vehicle that is a vehicle of interest that we've secured as evidence at this point.
Okay.
But I can't provide anything else on it currently. One of our officers that was responding to the scene encountered a subject who was running with what appeared to be a double-barrel shotgun. That officer engaged that subject with verbal commands and addressed that subject and eventually took him into custody. He was then escorted northbound from the point where he was taken into custody in the 00 block of North Main Street to a squad car and then transported to the Janesville Police Department for further interviewing. We're still working with BMO Harris staff to identify total loss or total attempted loss at this point. We did have a deputy in the area who identified another subject with a BB gun. However, it was completely unrelated to this incident. It had nothing to do with anybody involved in this. It was business being taken care of at another business way south of our location. Again, it's just a misreporting. It had nothing to do with this, though.
Okay.